Some deep stuff here. The African heritage inserted into the Christianity that was handed to us gave many slaves a hopeful, optimistic view of life. Many slaves found a message that strengthened their hope in eventual deliverance from the bondage. Y'all know why we took to that story about Moses? Y'all remember the song? When Israel was in Egypt's land. What did it say? Let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Pharaoh. Who do you think the slaves called Pharaoh? Slave master, brother. Let my people go. So when the slaves heard this story, it's not that they believed it, but they could relate to it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. The mistreatment of the African slaves created anger and hatred toward the white plantation owners. Feelings that the slaves could vent only in one way. Everybody say this: creative resistance. That's a phrase that I coined there, as a psychologist. Creative resistance. In other words, when you want to, resist oppression, but you don't have the power to do it, then you have to develop what's called creative resistance. So, you see, the slaves could not do anything on their own without being watched. The only time that they could come together and express themselves was in the black slave church. It's not that they really absorbed the teaching of white Christianity, but it gave them the opportunity to come together and institute creative resistance. In other words, they come together and sing, I'm going home on the morning train. Oh, I'm going home on the morning train. Oh, the evening train, Lord, might be too late. Oh, I'm going home on the morning train. They were going to heaven, y'all. That was that creative resistance. In other words, I know I'm in hell now, but I'm leaving here. That's what that was about. And so they look around the auditorium and say, oh, get right, church, and let's go home. Hey, get right, church, and let's go home. Oh, get right, church. In other words, y'all, come on, let's get together. And let's go home. Whenever the African slaves talked about deliverance, they were talking about going back home, where they were stolen from. Oh man, that was their creative resistance. Yeah, sooner we'll be done with the troubles. Hell, you used to sing that thing. Of the world, I'm going home. Y'all know she's saying. Because that was the creative resistance. Well, we modern day slaves, we have lost the ability of creative resistance, and we've made it literal truth. The doctrines that they've handed to us, we've made it literal truth. And we believe the story. So when we say, if you want to know I'm going up yonder. Before forced Christianity, notice I said forced Christianity, slaves looked to their own system of spirituality, bought from their individual African tribal communities. African religions were religions of spirit, not of doctrine. At the same time, most Africans believe in the existence of one supreme God. Call him what they will, Ptah, Olodumare, whatever. One supreme God. This belief incorporated into Christianity made it easier for African slaves to play into Christianity. Let me close, and I think my time is up. I think I heard the tape cut off, sadly. But let me say this. Christianity has been the major religion of the Western world for almost 2,000 years. And yet the Western world has been the cause of all of the worst man-induced catastrophes in the world. Y'all hear what I'm saying? World War I was started by Christians, in which more than 20 million people died. Christians started World War II, in which over 16 million people died. Over 100,000 in one day when Christians dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Christians conducted what was called the Holy Inquisition, where millions of people known as heretics because they said so were burned at the stake at the hands of the Roman Catholic Church. A practice that continued for over 600 years and didn't end until the end of the 19th century. Christians conducted the African slave trade, where as many as 600 million Africans died over a period of 400 plus years, and it's still going on. The almost complete extinction of the indigenous people of 3 continents, North America, South America, and Oceania, meaning Australia and New Zealand, by Christians. Christians are responsible for the polluted condition of the environment, which is causing millions of people worldwide to die prematurely. Christians created the human immunodeficiency virus in a laboratory, which has already killed over 1 million people worldwide and infected close to 1 billion as I speak. And the list goes on and on. With such a diabolical history, African people would either be complete fools or complete idiots to continue to believe in the doctrines and entrust the fate of ourselves and our children and our children's children into the hands of white Christianity. Ashe.